A moderate Democrat lost his primary to a far-left candidate who went on to lose to Republicans in the midterms. And now he's fuming at his own party, blaming the Dems for flipping his seat red. Kurt Schrader telling the Washington Post he, quote, lamented the left's litmus test and his party's drift towards socialist-type policies, adding that they were leaving the center wide open for Republicans. Seattle radio talk show host Jason Rantz joins me now to react. Jason, for all the talk of candidate quality on the right, it's not like the left has their house completely in order, is it?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. What we saw with some Republican candidates, we basically saw with the Democrat here in McLeod. This was someone who was very, very, very far to the left. This is a district that has traditionally been, not just with Schrader, but it's been a moderate district that has been redrawn slightly. It's gotten a little bit more competitive, that actually made it so that a Republican had a shot. But I don't think Lori Chavez DeRemer, who's now the Congresswoman-elect, I don't think she would have won against Schrader. So the Democrats there, they just had the base come out. They ended up voting for the very far to the left candidate, and this is the result. And by the way, Democrats, they pulled a lot of the money out of this particular race in the last couple of weeks, and that kind of told us the fate.
Interesting. In 2024, Jason, is that the year that both parties move more back to the center, or is that a pipe dream?
It's probably a pipe dream. I think what you do need to see is a wave. And if you don't see a wave, you're not going to send a big enough message to the people in charge that they have to start shifting gears. I think for the most part, we've got some really good Republican candidates. I think Democrats have a bigger problem than Republicans in shifting so far to one side.
Interesting. Meantime, there is this. King County, Washington employees are allowed to display LGBTQ pride or BLM items, but are warned not to display any Christmas or Hanukkah decorations. And that goes for people working from home as well. There's the list on the screen. Things you are not allowed to have: nativity, menorah, Star of David, and the like. But I want to focus on one particular part of this, Jason. So now the left is regulating what we can have in our homes.
This is insane. These rules apply to the digital workspace. And there are some people who are still working remotely because they're taking advantage, frankly, of the COVID rules. And what you're basically telling them is if you're on a webcam in a meeting and you have to be in your home office and you've got a menorah in the background or a Christmas tree that has some religious decorations on it, you're not allowed to show it. So you either remove it from your home office or I guess you turn off your webcam. This is so absurd. And this is such dramatic government overreach. They do it in the name of trying to protect people from being offended by these holiday decorations. No one is actually offended by this. I think some people pretend because it earns them some social currencies in the woke echo chambers that they live in. We're pushing back against the church, government separation from churches. I mean, these people are absolutely insane, and they're not going to stop because we keep giving them the power to implement policies like this.
Yeah, to that point, if there was a common theme from last night, besides honoring the brave men and women who do such amazing work for our country, it was that as patriots, we need to fight back against the left's shenanigans. And this falls squarely in that category. So isn't it vital that every person who believes that it's okay to have a menorah or a manger scene in their house or in their workplace fights back on this? Because if not, they just take an inch and a yard and a mile, and it goes on and on and on.
Absolutely. I think people who are working for King County, they should push back. The problem is, of course, you get bullied when you do. And I totally understand, as one of 17 conservatives who actually lives in Seattle, there are very few of us. And so for you to take that stand and risk losing your job, I get why someone might be reluctant to do that. But unless we start pushing back, it's just going to get worse. And I do think that policies like these, this is a test to purge all the conservatives from working within this government agency. I think they're basically saying, if you're not one of us, if you're actually offended by these rules, well, then go somewhere else. I think we saw a lot of that with the COVID vaccine mandates as well. The intent is to push conservatives out of these jobs, and I just hope we don't give in.
And you know where they're moving? Florida. We met literally every single one of them over the course of the last 48 hours. It is insane here, but people are tired of the shenanigans in blue states and cities. Jason Rantz, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.